Hello, hello! Yes, you read that title right. I am planning a 2,200 kilometer hike. Even just saying it out loud sounds very, very long. If you don't know, I did a thru hike back in 2020 called the Great Divide Trail in Canada, and I fell in love with thru hiking. Back when we were in Norway, I hadn't been hiking in a long time because it had been winter, and I hit the trail one day and it was like a real hiking trail with roots and rocks and mud, and I instantly started crying. It was like my body felt like it had returned home. I was on the hiking trail, and I realized in that moment I needed to look ahead to this hiking season and find something that drew me and spoke to me. So that's what I did. I'm traveling in this van with my husband, Brian, and we're traveling the world. We are in the Schengen area right now, which means that we only have 3 months here, and that's coming to an end shortly. We're heading to Croatia, and we have 3 months in Croatia as tourists. So that means there's 90 days to be in Croatia, and I thought, well, that's 90 days of hiking I could do. So I researched it, and there's a trail called the Croatian Long Distance Trail, which looks incredible. Google it. It looks awesome. And it goes from I'm just looking at the map. It goes from the eastern part of Croatia, and then it heads a bit northwest and then southwest and then all the way south to the southernmost tip of Croatia, 2,200 kilometers. And it takes the average hiker 100 days to do it. And I have 90 days. So I need to definitely do some big days, and we need to be strategic about it. And when I decided to do it, I had 1 month before the date that I would be starting. So I have 1 month to train for 2,200 kilometers, which ideally is not quite long enough, but I'm going to do my best. And then my plan is to start slow at the start of the hike and slowly ease into the bigger kilometer days. So I started training this week, and I am planning to train every single week. I'm going to go up in kilometers. So this week is 10K, and then 15, 20, 25. And then by the time I hit the trail, I should be able to do 25 to 30K. And I'm training alone because Brian is not joining me on the hike. And that's for 2 major reasons. Number 1 is thru hiking is really my thing. I love it. It's like where I feel like I belong. And Brian can come and enjoy it, but it's not really his thing as much. And 2, we really thought it would be great to have someone stay with the van and move the van along. And that means that he gets to be in the van doing his thing, and then we can see each other every single week when we meet up for food. And I have to have a rest day probably every single week. I am headed out on my first official training hike for the Croatian Long Distance Trail. I've definitely been walking and active, but I haven't done an official training hike. So my first one, I'm going to try to hike 10K, and I've got my backpack that I will be using on the trail, and I've put 10 pounds in it because I think my pack will be around 30 pounds. So I'm going to slowly start building up to that. I'm going to try to see if I can get up there somehow. Been about half an hour, and every hill has felt quite challenging so far. And I'm strolling around this incredibly cute French village, trying to get out into the countryside. I found a little footpath, and it's very slippery, soggy. And I'm just thinking about my decision I made that I am not going to bring a stove because our oven's broken, so I can't actually make any dehydrated meals for myself. So I've decided I'm just going to do whatever food I don't need to cook, which means I'm also going to have to not drink coffee in the morning. And I was just thinking about, wow, how am I gonna do that? I've been going for an hour. I'm climbing up this hill that I had been aiming for. And I'm noticing a little something in my right Achilles. So I'm mindful of it. So I'm thinking I should turn around soon because of my Achilles. I don't want to aggravate it. On my way back down, I thought maybe I would get a view, but that didn't happen. So that's okay. I didn't want to push it any longer because I don't want to train too hard too quickly, because that is increasing my risk of becoming injured during my training month. So I'm heading down. I'm going to get to the van probably in about an hour, and I'll probably need to have a big lunch. Back in the very cute town, I just stopped at the supermarket and I bought a bottle of wine and a baguette, and I just feel so happy. I'm almost on my walk. Both my Achilles are tight but not painful, and overall I feel a little bit tired going up a hill, but I feel good. I feel confident. I feel like if I stick to my training schedule, I can do this. This is such a nice drive. I'm sitting in the back seat editing the video that's going to come out tomorrow, or I guess last week. And Brian is just rocking driving these incredibly narrow, twisty roads. Wow.
Look at this house. It's like the roof just fits into the...
I took yesterday off, so today I'm on training hike number 2. My muscles feel a little bit sore. My tibialis anterior especially feels sore, which is really common for me. It's the muscle that would be painful if you have shin splints. It's sore, but it's not in a injured way, just more like I used it way. And overall, I just feel ready for another training hike today. So I stopped in this kind of farming area in the south of France, and I ate probably a whole baguette worth of bread today, so I'm ready to go. And Brian stayed back at the van to finish editing my physio videos. I had to do the driving today, so I just put some kilometers behind us. We want to try to get to Spain this week. So far, it's rather beautiful here, and the birds, I can't get over the bird songs here in France. It's just constant and it's just so beautiful. Oh, and I had a cheeky little wine tasting, so I've had a pretty darn good day. All I can find is this little highway to walk along. There's like nothing else here, and I was just thinking to myself, I wonder how much of this type of walking I'll need to do on the Croatian Long Distance Trail. And after all that road walking, here I am on a trail. I found a trail. Look at this old bridge. It's totally broken. It's not even connected. I'm just over halfway, and overall, I'm feeling good. A couple of my muscles are definitely still sore from 2 days ago, but overall feeling good. Nothing is like painful in a injury sense. There are bugs, which I haven't seen in a long time, so I'm getting used to those again. I was aiming to do 10K. Don't know that I'll make 10K today, but I think 2 hours is good. My goal on the CLDT is that I will hike 30K per day. So this week I'm doing a third of the kilometers, and then I'll build up all the way to full, and 3.5 weeks until I'm supposed to start, which is incredibly exciting. Walking through the last field, my legs are feeling tired. It's getting dark, so it's time to head home. I'm curious to see how long I've hiked today. We'll check when I get back. There's Brian in our house. I've noticed that it can be tricky to get training in when on the road, but also a really amazing way to see a place. So I'm super excited that I'm bringing the camera with me and showing you what these training hikes are going to be like along the way. And as we drive to Croatia from France, I'll be training in every country we pass through. So yes, there's going to be more walking and hiking in the videos, but I'll be in different countries, which I think will be really neat. After my first week of training, my body was feeling good. I was feeling a little bit less in shape than I thought I was, but overall I was feeling pretty good and hopeful and confident, and I still have a ways to go, and I know it's still going to be hard to do the training, but I'm feeling excited. And I'm really, really fortunate because I've been connected with a mentor who's thru-hiked before, so they're answering all my questions for me. And although I'm nervous about hiking on my own in a country that I don't know yet, I feel like the fact that Brian will be in the van and just one phone call away is so reassuring, because there are going to be a lot of access points and touch points, I think. And so if I need something, I can call Brian or send him a message on my satellite device, my inReach, and he can come meet up with me. Yeah, overall, I'm feeling excited, nervous, tiny bit of confidence, and I don't know what to expect. It is an attempt of a thru hike, so if I don't do it, that's okay. I do want to try it though. I am excited to bring you along with me and show you the beauty of the trail and solitude, and share that with you and share with you the experience. It's really important to me to share the experience as a woman hiking alone too, because you don't see it as often, and I think there are some extra barriers that women face when it comes to hiking alone. So usually there's lots of ups and downs, so lots of smiles, probably tears as well, and everything in between. I really hope that you join me on this journey as I train and then attempt to hike the CLDT. If you aren't subscribed yet, please consider hitting that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you never miss an episode. And if you liked the video, give us a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one as we head into Spain.